So what's going on, gamers? I was just reading some information here about Forza and the updated sales on Xbox. It came up at 6 o'clock this morning. There's also been a $49 discount for a while to get it to boost it up and sell extra 500,000 copies. So it's pretty much at almost 3 million sales right now on PlayStation 5. Pony, sit down. And they're saying Forza Horizon 5 is set to overtake 2024's Game of the Year with over 3 million sales. And they're talking about Astrobot, right? I don't even know if we have an up-to-date aspect. Astrobot Sales 2025. Over 2.3 million units. So probably sold more. Okay. But that's that demographic, and even being Game of the Year did not really help much because, like I said, you can tell what the community wants to support. They're telling you that's not it. Even giving it Game of the Year, though it shouldn't have won that. But there we have it. So yeah, Forza has set the tone for Xbox's continued strategy. In this video, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how much money they could potentially make. You know what I mean? Just off of pure profit, why sales also is very important, and how that would factor into if they had it on Game Pass and then they were getting this type of sales, then this would actually be very beneficial, and this is the best method for them to use for their end. You know what I mean? So obviously, if you're selling so much, you don't need to do that. We all know at this point, Forza has been a huge success for Xbox, for PlayStation 5, but this perhaps puts it into a perspective a little more. The sales for that game on Sony's consoles have almost overtaken Astrobot pretty much. The game was Astrobot, at least according to the Game Awards and our sister site, Push Square. So you got Peer Xbox and then you got Push Square, and they say that's our sister site. So you got a Peer PlayStation because you know Push Square, press the square button. Obviously, there's no square button on Xbox, and then you got the Peer Xbox over here. While Metacritic also had it in the joint top spot with an incredible average score of 94. Yeah, Astro did do that. It's a game that sold well and deservedly so. What do you mean sold well? It's a Game of the Year. It didn't sell well. Sold okay. That was solid, but I wouldn't say that that's amazing. What do you mean? It should be at like 7, 8 million sales right now, 9 million. You know what I mean? So a game that sold well? No. But it just shows the power of Forza Horizon 5 that's almost overtaken the game sales on PS5 after 3 months. A perfect game that fits the PlayStation 5 ecosystem. I mean, look at the GT sales. They're still really good. PlayStation base has always supported racers. And you have to think about how big PlayStation is in Europe. Because those Europeans, they love their racers. You know what I mean? Japan loves their racers too. So these type of games, they will be supported. And it makes sense. So now going down, this is according to the analytics here, by the way. So this is where we got it from. FC25, Death Stranding 2, rematch top June's PlayStation, but Stellar Blade's PC launch led to sales on PlayStation 5. So if you go here, you can get some stuff here. And this is basically right here. Forza Horizon 5 continues to sell copies on PlayStation 5. This is the site. Microsoft's Forza Horizon 5 came in at number 5 with 555,000 copies sold. See, they can't hide anything here because it's on the platform. So you're getting the sales, which is actually good. Because you want to see that, because then you can do the math yourself here. You got the actual numbers, kind of, because at 555K, you might do $48 and at 2 point, and then like you subtract that from this and do the rest of that and put it at whatever they sold it, 70, 60, whatever it was, you know what I mean? And you'll get like 200 and something million. So Microsoft potentially already on PlayStation made $250 million. If they're getting microtransactions and all that, they may be getting closer to 300 million. See? Sales. No contest. Even at putting it on sale, it doesn't matter because you know what I mean? It's pure profit. And there's no infusion in that. This is just straight up pure profit. This is what Sony wants with Helldivers on Xbox. You see what I mean? So we expect to see Forza continue selling well on PlayStation, especially if it has another price drop. I agree, it will. It's that type of game that can do that. Now, does that mean that if Microsoft puts all this, well, you saw Sea of Thieves and all that, they didn't do that. This is a flagship premium game. So, you know me, we don't hate over here. We give respect where it's due. I'll go back over here. As you can see, Forza Horizon 5 isn't quite at the 3 million mark just yet. This was at the end of May before Microsoft shot themselves in the face and stepped on a landmine and blew up everything, if you get what I mean. So expect more of that coming around the corner. So yeah, enjoy this May, just like I told ponies. Enjoy this May as well, because Sony won. But guess what, though? That's it. It's over now. June, July, from here on, Nintendo wins all NPDs. and watch their publishing, because they've dropped a lot of games like Breath of the Wild, Mario Kart, Tears of the Kingdom. You know what I mean? Those are published games. So they're going to take June. They're going to take July with Donkey Kong and all that other stuff. You're going to be seeing these publishing wars come big time, and it's going to get very interesting. Um, so yeah, Microsoft had a positive month before, you know, all the rake shit happened. And because this month is that result, we have to reflect honestly on that before this stuff happens. I'm able to do that easily. Like I said, I deal with stuff individually. I won't carry it into something unless I feel like I'm so pissed, and everybody feels that way about certain things, and they kind of have to. I know some people that do that. But me, it's all about equilibrium. I like to rebalance myself. So yeah. So yeah, there we have it. We see that putting the game on sale, as I said, and not always full price, is the way to go here. Now, them putting games up at 80, let's see how things happen with that, right? Because you don't want to damage your market after showing that you can be a successful publisher and doing all this and that. I mean, this is your route to look positive. You know what I mean? Don't dump on it. And it says right here, the big question now is that what's going to happen when Sony does the same for Xbox? Helldivers 2 is coming to Xbox. That's what I was talking about. Series X and Series S in August. And if the sales are anything like this, it surely won't mean the end of PlayStation exclusives making their way to Microsoft consoles. If it flops, though, we may never see anything like it again. No, it does matter. Like I said, you have to support that game. You decide. You know what I mean? So I'm telling you guys. Let's go ahead and read some comments here. This was so right. This was so the right game for Xbox to put on PlayStation 5. Correct. Demographic. And they made the effort for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Very good upgrade. This was definitely a games hype gap on PlayStation 5, and this was it. The next Forza Horizon will be straight to PlayStation 5 for sure, and probably next year. Will be interesting to see how Gears does later this year and as well. Yeah, I agree. I think when you look at something like this, yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't do the next Forza, because the potential could be even bigger. Next year will be very interesting in terms of how Microsoft handles Xbox releases. Will it go for timed exclusives? I've always talked to people about that. About if you, when you do your next gen console, you should start off everything with 6-month timed exclusives. Give yourself some type of power at the beginning. And if you see, damn man, it's just not working, let's just go back to that. Yeah, why not? Like, do that. Or straight for day and day will push gamers into the arms of PlayStation, whereas time will give people a reason beyond Game Pass to stick with Xbox. Correct. If Microsoft goes for day and day, then I think it will speak volumes as to where Microsoft sees the future. That's what Nadalian wants regardless. If it's time, then maybe Microsoft would be seeking to stick it out with consoles for a while, but that wouldn't be him though. That would be Phil Spencer and all of them, or whoever else, you know what I mean? At least a little while longer. Although between migrating gamers and shareholders seek a quick profit, Microsoft may find that ship has long sailed. So I think. And they're hand forced as to where the future takes them. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, I can understand why somebody would feel this way. You know what I mean? That's a reasonable reply. A game like Horizon was desperately needed on the PlayStation 5. Can't see Helldivers 2 doing the same sort of numbers. It could go as badly as that Final Fantasy game. Well, that's the thing. You have like I said, it fits that demographic perfectly. They have that active base in a community that buys games a lot. You know what I mean? They're just not going to buy something like Astrobot because it doesn't fit that demographic. I took a look at the FIFA sales of the FC, right? That almost sold 20 million copies already on PlayStation. I tell you, man, you know, soccer's the biggest thing worldwide. And that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. You hit that right demographic for third party games. Yeah, it works. I'm thinking we'll change the thing. Great for Forza Horizon 5. It's a great game. I wish Astrobot sold better, though. Such a fun game. Well, you know, you train your base that way. As I tell people, you're going to see the results of what they think, how they feel, what they want to support. It doesn't even matter. You could put that 94 there. You could put that game of the year. Guess what? The only game in history to be like that. So it is funny making that headline, overtaking Astrobot. You could see a little bit of provoking here because this is pure Xbox, so it doesn't surprise me. Just like if I went to a pure Square, I would find stuff over there. But this is kind of like light friendly stuff. This type of stuff is cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Good strategy. This is what works for Microsoft. So I think whatever makes them look best and makes them the most money, they should probably stick with that. As far as the time exclusives, well, hey man, I'm just saying, I think that'd be cool. Why not? They can do it. They have the money. But will they do it? Probably not. I don't know. We'll find out. We've seen some games do it, Space Marine and a couple other games, but it's not anything huge. You know what I mean? You still see a game like Towerborn being exclusive, and that's not coming. So, yeah, we'll find out down the line, won't we? So, yeah, this is a video to pretty much talk about this. Great game. I've played Forza. Definitely been one of the pillars lately in the racing world after GT and Mario Kart. And it's good seeing it be alive. Sucks that motorsport is out the scenes, but we got this left. So let's see where they go in the future. All right, y'all. Peace out. Have a great day. Later. Ponies, sit down.